Hello everybody, I'm Oscar and I'll be teaching you today how to use the Unity Game Engine. The first thing you want to do is file, new project, and then you go through and make a new project. I already created a new project and I have my folder here. And in these folders there's assets, and that's where all of your you know all of your game tools for making a game are going to go, all of your character models, all of your scripts and stuff like that. Um, Library, that's all this stuff is something that nothing you need to worry about. Assets is the only folder that you really want to care about. Okay, so here you can see a different layout. You could create your own layouts and stuff. These are all tabs, and you could shift them, move them like that. But for now, I'm gonna keep it at I like 2x3, and then changing this to a one column layout. You could have a bunch of different settings on each of these windows, and you could also choose different ratios for your screen of the game. This is the the scene view that you can see everything, and this is the game view where you'll see the main camera. You can't really see anything right now, but that's alright. Okay, so I have my camera here, right? And this will render everything that I want to see. I could hit play to be into the game mode view. Pause will pause everything, and this will go every single next frame. This changes one frame, which makes it easy to do frame by frame editing. The first thing I'm going to want to do is create a plane. Now I can create a nice plane, and I'm going to put it at 0, 0, 0. You can see you already have it in view here. I'm also going to want to maybe change the background to a grayish color. Next thing is directional light. That'll create some lighting. And now let's adjust the camera. You can hit E to activate the rotation. I'm gonna just, there we go. Now I have a nice clean view of my plane. Here are the different things for planes. Let's say I want to make the plane a different color. Easy. Oh, and to tab into these, it's E, W, and then this one's R for scaling it if I want to make it longer or shorter. Okay. I want to create a new color for it, so I'll go to create material, sorry, and then I'll name it texture. Now we could I'll make it red. Go to plane, just drop it on, and boom. Here you can see the different types of the different types of shaders you can use to modify it. So I can go to transparent, and then let's see, there we go. If I put the alpha channel, let's say at 125, that'll create somewhat transparency. And so we can see here now it's a bit transparent. Okay, so I have my lights, my plane, and my camera here, but that's all. What am I going to do with that? I want to create a cube. We're going to make a simple cube in the center. Let's raise it up a bit. Let's raise it up like this. I'll show you something right now. Here's our cube, and you can see this thin green line around it. That is our box collider, and we could change the size of it, and that's basically how you do the physics. You could either use box colliders for physics, so like something won't be able to pass through it, or you can use it as a trigger, and if anything goes through it, it'll send a message saying, hey, we gotta do something. Let's add a rigid body. Physics. Okay. I'm going to remove that, and I want to create a new C# script. and I'll name it move on click. Okay. Now I have my move on click script, and you can see they make the basic framework for it. You can also notice they use 3 different computer languages. C# is the preferred language. You can also use JavaScript. There's called Boo or Unity script, which is a much more simplified language. I'm going to open it, and likely what will happen is MonoDevelop will open, which is Unity's IDE for developing code. Okay, let me get my script ready and I'll show you. Okay, so now I have my script here and I could do whatever I want. Let's start off by setting some variables. Public. Now a public variable means that it will be able to be edited and seen all around the entire game. So public game object go is equal to null. Okay, I'm gonna just let that render and put that on my cube. And now you can see I have the Go game object, and it's requesting a game object. That's exactly what Go is. Okay, let's change this to a better name like cube. Okay, so void start. What is the void start? Void start is the function that will happen anytime it's started, or this object, anytime the game starts and this object is awake. No, it's not awake. Void awake will start when this object is awakened. And what does awakening an object mean? It means that this is an object that is inactive or deactivated, awake, or it's also an object that might be instantiated, because look, I could create a prefab, and now this will be a copy of this. So if I delete this, I could always just add in that. Boom. And if I want to have multiple cubes, I could do it quickly. And these are all identical copies to this. Okay. Void awake. I don't think we're going to be using anything with these, so let's just get rid of it. Okay, void update. Let's get some user input. If input dot get key. Hold on, let me show you something else. This will be, you go to file. No, you get to edit, sorry. Input under project settings. You'll be able to see the axes. Horizontal, vertical, fire 1, fire 2, etc., etc. We'll use jump for now. So I have my cube right here. I also want to assign my cube directly to that. And you can see how it's bolded. That's because it's something that isn't here, but it's only on here. If I hit apply, now it's on every single game up. It's on the prefab. And I want to save this scene to make sure that I don't lose anything. So I'll name it tutorial. And it saves it as tutorial.unity. And now I have it here. Sorry for that pause. If input dot get button, let's say button up, and you can see I need to put in a string of the button name. Jump. Okay, so you all know what happens when you have an if statement and So I want to put in some code here. So cube, this will have all the properties that a game object has. Cube dot let's see, I can choose from all of these. Transform dot translate. Now this will need a vector 3 translation, so that means it's gonna go, let's say 10. Let's do 5, 0, 2. Okay. Okay. An expected symbol cube. Oh, I know what it is. Not enough parentheses. God. Okay, here we go. Now we can see our cube flying away. This is only when we put it up, so let's, if we do get button, instead let's do it launches off. Now, let's say I don't want to assign all those button values. That's boring. We can do instead input.get key keycode dot any key you want. Let's choose W. And now it'll move in that direction. Once again, not enough parentheses. W. That just launches way off. You can see. An important concept to note is there's a lot of different, qualities that we can manipulate, especially in the transform. There's X, you can go negative, positive, Y, and Z. You could also choose orthographic or perspective. I often like working in perspective. And then you could also choose rotation. And you can see how this is that's because it's local. If you hit global, it'll allow us to do it easier. Or we can do a pivot. You could just change it up like that. It depends completely on how you like to work. And these are all gizmos. This allows you to affect how you like it. 2D, that's if you're making a game that's in 2D. This is for the lights. This is for the audio sources. These are different effects, like if we want a skybox, wireframe, textured wire, render paths, and light map resolution. So you could go ahead and make a lot of different things, especially with the script. I started off translate 1 in the Z direction. That makes it go forward somewhat. There's a lot of different things that are involved with game object, and an especially powerful tool is using components and sharing components properties, and we'll get to that in the next lesson.